प्यारे सत्संग जी, प्यार से बोलिए सतगुरु सतनाम सत साहिब जी, सतगुरु सतनाम सत साहिब जी, सतगुरु सतनाम सत साहिब जी। बोल सतगुरुदेव महाराज की जय, सतगुरुदेव महाराज की जय, सतगुरुदेव महाराज की जय। आज के सत्संग के आनंद की जय, आज के सत्संग के आनंद की जय, आज के सत्संग के आनंद की जय। All the hansas of these three loks, Paramahansas of Satlok, Satpurush Ji of Satlok, I bow my head before you for your benediction, love and grace, and please, whatsoever you will speak, my Lord Speaker will definitely carry it on to the masses. That's my objective for you. So please carry on. So today is 8/7/2020, and the topic that I am going to speak before you is self-realization. Self-realization. And for self-realization, we are born to commit mistakes in our life. So if you are making mistakes, then you are trying or making new things. Mistakes make us to make new things. Learning, living, pushing yourself, changing yourself, changing your world at large. You are doing something, that means you are not idle. So mistakes make us to move. So never worry about committing mistakes. These are parts of learning. These are parts of making the world. So they are definitely to be committed, and one is sure to be committed as he goes on progressing in his life. For example, if an iron piece is in bent form and you want to make it straight, we can't do it with our force. Then what we have to do? We have to put that iron piece into hot fire. And then a ironsmith, what he does? He beats that iron piece on the anvil and strikes with the hammer. Both the things are very hard as compared to iron. And when it is hot, it will come back to its original shape and size. So you must realize that difficulties go away in front of firm determination. With your devotion, dedication, and service to the nation. So hard work is needed for hard task. If task is hard, you have to put hard labor for that. And you must have a hammer, anvil, and tongue with which you have to pick out the iron piece. So these are the gradients which are needed in life also. And for that, you have to realize your own true self. You have forgotten your own hammer, anvil, and tongue. Get them together. And without that, you can't change the shape of the iron. That means you can't face the difficulties of the life. Difficulties are as hard as the iron rod is. So you have to be very careful to move ahead. Some kind of task has to be taken, and we require a particular implements for that. So for different works, different things are needed. If you have to dig the earth, implements are different. If you have to dig a tunnel, instruments are different. So without realizing the needs and technique, we can't push ourselves forward. So it is because of this very reason your tongue, hammer, anvil is your own. Sadguru's alive holy name. He provides a unique weapon in your hand which can be applied anywhere in your life. This bodiless word, alive holy name, will separate your suruti from mind and body. Your mind is more strong than that of iron rod. Your mind is more strong than thousands and thousands of kilograms of iron rod. And for breaking that, you require other things. Then you require atomic power. So, in life, which are ordinary things, visible to you, you can visualize everything for them. Scientists are there to work on it. Engineers are there to work on it. They find out via media their remedy, their way how to deal with. In the same way, your inner world, well within you, is very deep. You consider yourself as a physical body of say 7 feet, 8 feet, 9 feet, 6 feet, 5 feet. It is fathomless within. It has no end within. The whole universe, even Satlok resides in you. Not to talk of 3 loks, even Amara lok, which is endless, boundaryless, limitless, is also in you. Though its ends does go to any extent behind your body, but it does exist. Your inner is connected to that. You are no way separate from it. So, when your suruti is in bondage, and bondage is not an ordinary one, which is very, very strong. And transformation within you is not an easy task. You can't transform your Atma, your soul, into Hansa easily. It is very, very difficult task. That is why human beings are in very strong prisons, prison after prison. And you never think for your liberation from this prison. You simply get yourself involved in mind and body possessions. Whatsoever mind possesses, you think it is yours. Whatsoever your body possesses, you think that is yours. And you don't remember that when misfortune comes, they always come in bundles. Then you cry, move here and there. You move towards Dev and Devatas, Rishis and Munis, Peers and Pagambars. You move every nook and corner of the world for their remedy. Prior to this, you had an idea that I do possess a lot of money and I'll save myself from all sort of problems. But you forget that money, your power, your political links all go in vain when misfortune crops up. Their tentacles spread in each and every nook and corner, and they never allow you to come out of those problems. I have seen these all in my life. I too have faced lot and lot of problems, innumerable problems, and it was too difficult to come out of those. But my patience, dedication, devotion helped me a lot to come out of that very web, that very cycle of misfortune. Similar is the case with all the human beings on this planet. You must remember that a dog, a cow, a horse, a cat, a sparrow, a crow can't be made to attain Surti stage. They can't be given a live holy name to get rid of this worldly possession, this world full of wishes, desires, jealousy, ego, prejudice, and what not. Lust, that is the biggest problem. You want to satisfy all your 14 senses. So you want to do everything for mind and body, but you never think of your own Surti. So dog can't, cat can't be transformed from their mind and body because their Surti is very much deep in the clutches of mind, and they don't have so much intellect to think visualize and be free from this body. They spend their life simply to have food. Some people do say we should have friendship with animals. Definitely. We must come to their rescue because they are as good as we are. They too possess the same soul as we possess. We have to help them in all respects, but within limits. Don't engross yourself so much that at the time of leaving to get free from the body, that thing may lurk in your surti, may affect your surti. Then you have to go in that very kingdom. You have to have a birth in that very kingdom. You can't escape yourself from there. So, all whatso is happening to you, your all thoughts are colored. You are not without colors. Our thoughts are colored by our selfishness. Because human beings are very, very selfish. Selfish, cunning, deceitful, full of lust, full of wishes, full of desires. He has all the bad qualities that are existing in this world and he possesses them all. Whereas birds, animals don't have such like things with them. See the case of a tree. A tree has a tolerance. Though he remains in a dream state, midway between dream and Shushupti Avastha, that is in deep sleep state. But still he has got the senses. He can visualize that somebody is going to cut my branches. Somebody is going to harm me. But see his tolerance. He can't have anything to save itself. You do whatsoever you like with a tree, but he is dauntless in cold, in heat, in light, in dark. He is happy and satisfied. He is in isolation or he is in groups, in groves, but satisfied. They do everything for human beings, provide different varieties of fruits, different varieties of vegetables. It is ready to sacrifice itself for you. Though you rear them up, you take care of these because they give due dividend of your labor. They provide you more and more than that what you do with them. And they never mind for that. But see the condition of human beings. If they have done anything good in their life, they go on the repeating time and again to a person to whom they have showered some blessings, some goodness. It is not an ordinary thing, but he does possess one thing. He has got a quality of love in him. He has an instinct to help others. Most of the people do come forward at the time of disaster, at the time of calamity, at the time of some epidemics, just like this period. People are helping a lot and lot. Everyone is helping each other. And one must, as a human being, we must sacrifice is an essence of life. We have to sacrifice for each other to make each other's life happy because we are human beings. We are all souls. That means all are hansas. Even birds, animals, insects, all are hansas. They too need your help and care. It is because of you they also get a lot from human beings. So, in one way or the other, but plants they purify our air, provides shelter to a tired person. Even during the night, some sleep under a tree. During the night, even spirits, devs, devtas, do reside in trees. They spend some time in groves, enjoy over there. Spirits, they live in isolation in groves. So these trees are not afraid of anybody. They are free from fear of any nature. This is the biggest thing. So you have to let go wishes and desires while being in the present. The most important thing for human beings to learn is try to be in the present. I narrated you a battle of Kauravas and Pandavas in Kurukshetra. And there you see Lord Krishna about Guru, Dronacharya and others. And he is visualizing about the future. He is talking about the future that such and such person, if he is holding the command of the army of Kauravas, then it will be very difficult for us to win the battle. The very act is that of mind, not of Suruti. The instant act of killing an elephant was the act for the future. Aswathama, an elephant, was killed because his name was on the name of Dronacharya's son Aswathama. So everything is taking place between past and future, what they did with us and what we have to do with them. So whenever you are between past and future, you are in trouble. You may be God, you may be human being, whatsoever you are, if you are moving towards past and future, you must think that you are in danger. Karan was a charitable person. He used to give whosoever came to him for anything, he fulfilled his wish and desire. But at the same time, he was full of ego. So that type of charity, dana, doesn't count in the field of spiritualism. But you do in this world because you are under the clutches of Kal Narendra, God. And I do see everybody, whosoever comes on TV, he is going before mind. He is talking about mind. He never talks of Surati. You simply remember one word, that is God in us. But what form, what nature, what link it has got with mind and Maya, you are quite ignorant and you don't want to have in a slightest knowledge about that. Is it not a tragedy? We are not going to come in the present. We do say, come in the present, but you can't come because you don't have hammer, anvil and tongue. Without that, you can't make or change the shape of any iron rod or any iron instrument. Same is the case with goldsmith. Everybody needs implement. Same is the case who dig earth. Same is the case who dig out tunnels. So please, without tongue and hammer and anvil, you can't be free of mind and body. You have learned to subject yourself before the will of mind and body. Even Lord Krishna is before you. The clear and glimmering example before you. Why? For we make plannings. Plannings are always for the future. And when there are plannings, that means their destruction is very soon. Plannings never remain for a pretty long time. Subhash Chandra Bose made planning during independence. But so far as worldly things, he was right. Because to possess worldly things, to have our worldly possession, we do require these things. But they are all insignificant. They have little value so far as the spiritual world is concerned. They are timely. So long you are in the human body. But what about when you will go in other 80 lakh kingdoms? Then what will you do? It is simply for 60, 70, 80 years. What about the rest of the life, which you will spend in other, along with other creatures? What will be your condition at that very moment? So please do realize whatsoever I am saying. Try to be Atmic. Try to be in the present and have tongue and hammer with you. Without tongue and hammer and anvil, you can't do the job with mind and body. and they require very, very strong. And that is why that tongue and hammer and anvil that I possess has been given by the same authority who created this God, who created this God Shakti, and who created we all Hansas on this planet. He has given me that tongue, hammer, and anvil to fight with the evil forces that are existing on this planet. I have written some questions that came to me from different sources. So I have written down these 20 questions before me. I'll read out for you also. I will go on explaining these in different lectures, whether in Hindi or in English, but you can have them well before the time. So I'm going to mention those very questions to you so that you must think about these questions and visualize them within yourself, not for the answer only, but to think within whether we have such like things, whether we can obtain such like things. It is simply for your own thinking. Whenever you get a slight of time, do ponder upon those thoughts and ideas that have been put to me by different Hansas. So, first and foremost question that is before you, from where we have come, where is our real home? That's from where we have come, where is our real home? Then next questions come, where we have to go after death. From where we have come, where is our real home? And next question comes, where we have to go after death. Then next question comes, what is death? If death has to occur, what it is? What is the nature of death? And who dies? Next question is, if death occurs, who dies? Is it the body? Is it the mind? Or is it the soul? Because you are a union of three things: soul, body, mind, and even your prana. Though prana is a segment of Surati, but people do consider it as separate unity. Okay, keep it. And think about it. Who dies? Next comes, what is the relation of mind, body, and Surati? What is the relation between? Why they have joined together? And put prana also with them. So we have to think on these lines then and then. There is a utility of understanding alive holiness. Otherwise, you will say, what he is saying, what he is going to say, he is a fool. Don't listen to that gentleman, because you are all sleeping. You are in deep slumber, and the person who is in deep slumber is in intoxication. And in intoxication, I have mentioned, you don't see one person, but you see so many persons. At the instant, you see two, and then we stammer. Your legs don't stand, and keep your body fit. Then you see in 3, 4, and 5 persons. and you fell into the ditch. So these questions are very, very important. Next question is, who is our real father or our real husband? If you consider we are wife of Satpurush, okay, then husband. If you consider you are sons and daughters of his, then father. Then we have to say, who is our real father? We have to understand these things. Next comes, what was the purpose of sending us in these three loks? If he was our father and residing outside these three loks, why he has sent us over here under the clutches of somebody else? What is the purpose? What is the reason behind it? The next question comes, where is the endless ocean of Surati? If somebody says, okay, there is another kingdom which is endless, which is boundaryless, which has no limit and itself is immortal. And then he says, your soul is also immortal because it is mind part. Then the question arises, where is the endless ocean of Surati? And where our real father resides? Where he resides? Our father is where? Where he resides? The next question, who is our real father and what for we are in these three laws? Some say he is our real father. I say he is not your real father. Somebody else is your real father. So people will definitely ask, then who is real, and give the reason for that. There must be proof for that. And without proof, what is the utility of saying he is not your father and that is your father? It is meaningless. So we must have proof with us. I am sitting before you. All the proofs are there with me. Because I am a witness to that. I am not mentioning anything mentioned by Kabir Sahib, Baba Nanak, Dadu Sahib, Paltu Sahib. I am saying whatsoever my inner soul has seen, whatsoever he has visualized and understood. I am ready to make the mention of all these things to you because I don't want to live this world without making you to realize who I am and for what I have come. What is my purpose of coming on this planet? From where I have come? Who is my real father? So if I'll narrate all the things, who has seen all the things himself, then and then, to some extent, you can visualize within your own self where our real father resides, where he lives then. He has made that very big ocean of Surati, and where he lives, I'll tell you at the proper time. Who is our real father and what for we are in these three loks? Okay. Next question is, if we are tending a flawed existence, what force are responsible for this whole play? If we are leading a flawed existence, what force are responsible for this whole play? If we are leading a sinful life, if we are leading a life which is not conducive for true human beings, what is the cause of this all? Why that type of life a human being is leading on this planet? What sort of play it is? The next question, are they metal or emotion forces working against us? Are there some elements? Are they metals or something else? Are emotion forces working against us? What are those things? We have to see this. Whether these are the external objects, they are posing problem to us, or there are certain emotions within us of mind and body which are posing problem to us. We have to see this all. Then let's say, when I say working against us, then question arises, what is us? What for this us stands? Are we a body? Are we are Atma? Are we soul? Are we Hansa? And what is the proof for this us? Why us? Are we same or different? If somebody is a king and other is working as a laborer, as a sweeper, there must be some difference. But I say, I'll tell you what is the difference is. Their inner structure is the same. Simply their way of living is different. Same nose, same eyes, same forehead, two hands, two legs, belly, intellect, memory, ego, all the things are the same. The difference is one uses in a polite way and other uses in a rough way. So that I'll explain at a proper time. So what sort of place? What is us? Very important. Then next question, what is the reason why people run away from real self? What is the reason why people run away from real self? Nobody wants to understand his own self. Nobody. What is the reason behind it? Who is taking them away from the real path? Who is working with them? Is it an object? Is it an emotion? What it is? That has to be explained. Do we have time on enriching our inner selves? If you want to have the answers of all those questions, then I ask them, there is this question, then I ask them, do we have time on enriching our inner self? तुम्हारे पास time है? Will you have a time so that I give you a knowledge to enrich your own knowledge, to add your own knowledge? Have you a time? Are you ready to listen to those things I am inquiring from you? Do we derate and belittle ourselves? That we want to make ourselves humble or egoist? What we want to make ourselves? Should we be humble or egoist? That we have to see. Is it the truth what you are, or I am exalting your identity? True and exalted form is quite different. Do we derate and belittle ourselves, exalted and insignificant? If we are leading a flawed existence, we will have many mental and emotional forces working against us. If we are leading a life which is full of flaws which a normal human being shouldn't have. All those qualities are there in our existence. Are they working against us? The question is, all those forces working against us are in favor of us. What is their role? Very good question. Then next question. This is one reason why people run away from themselves. They do this in various ways. There are various answers for this, why people are running from the true, alive, holy name, bodiless, body word, Sarsurti word, Akanam word. So it has so many names. But a very, I should say, low percentage is interested in listening, not to talk of soul. What are the basic reasons for that? So, this is a question. Then, this is one reason why people run. Yes, some hours socialize or they go from one activity to another without pausing, pausing and leaving time to breathe. There are some people who try to be very social and they join so many NGOs, social activities. They move from one activity to another without having a little rest and not even in time to breathe. They don't have time to have a rest for some time. They are always throughout the day, they are on their legs. They have no time to think about themselves. Perhaps they have enough for themselves to live on. So that's why no, they are earning name and fame for their family and for their own self. This can be the reason behind it, but let us discuss at a proper time. Some over socializer, they go from one activity to another without pausing and leaving time to breathe. Everything is one big rush with a packed schedule of engagement. Their schedule is full. If somebody reaches to them and say, please listen to me, he says, this time I can't give you because I'm very busy. On Sunday, you can have a telephonic talk with me because on Sunday I have summer relief. So up to Saturday, I am not available. So his whole time is busy in rushing around. We have little time to think. This can affect our personality, development, and spiritual evolution. This is very important as per their thinking. They want to enhance their personality. They want to develop outwardly in the social circle. They want to have world fame for them. Not to talk of city, not to talk of one lane, not to talk of one country. They want overall fame in the whole of the universe. So they can spare even few seconds for you. Who can they listen? A person like me who is insignificant for them. So these are my questions posed to me by some of my sadhaks from time to time, and I have put them in the record so that at a proper time I may be able to answer these questions one by one. So, first of all, the very gradient of our life is love. All human beings must have the quality of love. And love is not to be borrowed from any nook and corner of the world. It is well within the core of your Surti. It is well within you. You are very much rich in love. Mira loved Krishna when he was no more in existence. He was away so far as time and space was concerned, nowhere to be seen. But Mira put herself in love. She burnt herself in love. Love was the flame for her to burn herself at every moment. That flame went on increasing, and reached up to Golok. Golok Plux got agitated. Lord Krishna saw some waves fluctuating all around Golok. Just as I mentioned 3 days back, I was sitting and doing work during the daytime. Somebody remembered me who had died and left the body, and nobody dies. And that soul came to know who is the present liberator on this planet. That soul came to know me, and then she remembered me so many times, and I got agitated. While perhaps that soul is from Delhi, it may be from Bombay, Mumbai, it may be from any nook and corner of the world. But that waves reached up to me. And then I penetrated back. I sent my waves back and came to know that is only a day ago she left the body, and she came to know myself because I was known to her from childhood when I was studying in 12th class. Then I sent a message to that soul, come to me at 3 am. And that soul came to my ashram exact at 3. I visualized her existence, and she was in the form of spirit. I told her that wait for some time. That means to contemplate on me for some time, and then I'll call you. Same is the case with Mira. Her waves disturbed Lord Krishna, and he reached to her that who is that is sending his wave full of love towards me. Then Meera realized his presence and started dancing all around him. And he was in a same rhythm dancing at the tune of Meera. Love is a pure gradient. It is not amalgamation. It is free from baser elements. So later on, I'll elaborate when I'll move to other topics. I will elaborate on it. Wait for some time. But I have given you a glance of love. And same is the condition of truth. When love is there, truth is already there. They don't exist without each other. Then there is third gradient. When love is there, truth is there, joy is also there. All the three make an equilateral triangle. And their intersect, meets at the center. That makes a zero. So when you reach to a zero stage, you attain all these three qualities. You become love. You become Sat, truth, and you become joy, Anand. So all the three lie within you. You are made up of all the three. Your Surti is a combination of these three, but these things generate when you must have a tongue, hammer, and anvil. These three things must be with you to attain your original shape. They will hammer you to develop a regular shape in you. So please, my today's topic of self-realization, I'll continue it onwards if the time will allow me. Till then, I depart from you for a moment. Be with me in the next moment when I'll come to you. But pay due attention to what I say. I am very insignificant. I am just a speck on this planet. But remember this speck is full of surati. This speck is full of life. This speck is a source of inspiration in the whole of the universe. Not these three lobes, but all the Hansas are listening to me, what I am saying. If I am mentioning Miraji, she is paying due attention towards me, because at one time I treated her as my sister and Rabia too as my sister, and I did everything to maintain that relation. So wait for the next. So let me depart from you. प्यारे सत्संग जी, प्यार से कहिए सतगुरु सतनाम सत साहिब जी, सतगुरु सतनाम सत साहिब जी, सतगुरु सतनाम सत साहिब जी। बोल सतगुरुदेव महाराज की जय, सतगुरुदेव महाराज की जय, सतगुरुदेव महाराज की जय। आज के सत्संग के आनंद की जय, आज के सत्संग के आनंद की जय, आज के सत्संग के आनंद की जय।